It all comes down to this. With absolutely no money on the line, we have discovered that Rhett and Nyokin are here to win it all.
These are the two favorites, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Talking about them?
Yeah, we talked about it in the beginning. They played the most recently, and they're good. Good at StarCraft.
I am really excited for Zerg vs. Terran because this matchup has a lot of interesting but super clear phases to it. I think it is the most technical matchup in the entire game because of how many weird shifts there are in composition and timing and strengths throughout, and I want to talk about them.
Okay.
My perspective on it is really funny because I agree with you, and I didn't.
Is your mic close to your mouth? Can you guys hear him okay?
This is always the case with this headset.
Yeah,
really?
no, that
Yeah.
headset just sucks.
Oh, okay.
Stay tuned. But when Idra hit like that really high level, when I played against him, I felt like there was zero chance. It was the SK's Terran style. They just showed up with Infinity Marines, Science Vessels. You couldn't, and I tried everything. I tried everything.
Yeah. You
And
have
it's
to
so
just
technical. You have to
play
outplay
with
him.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here are the phases, okay? All right, first, I'm going to speak of this very generally first. So the idea is that Terran can do some shenanigans with Medic Marine, but basically has to be defensive until the Terran has a lot of detection and tanks and science vessels in order to kind of push out on the map. And when that big push out happens, Zerg needs to get defilers in order to stabilize. And normally what happened up to like 2010, 11, it was actually pretty recent. Like from the release up to 2010, 2011, it then became a battle of the Zerg's Defiler plus other unit control, including Lings, Lurkers, and Ultralisks, versus the Terran's Science Vessel Marine with tanks to support. And that was the battle. But what happened is that Terrans realized that if they push out with a whole bunch of Marines, tanks, and vessels, and they have all this space on the map, well, hey, we can just double expand, build a whole bunch of vultures and put mines across the entire middle of the map, and then lift off all our barracks and switch to mech. And this fixes the number one problem of mech, which is that it's hard to take expansions. So you first get all the space you need in order to get all the expansions, and then you go mech, and then it becomes this really long attrition war between a mech composition, which is the most efficient composition in all of Brood War, versus a Zerg that's going Ling, Ultralisk with drops and defilers. But even within that, there's a lot of little back and forths. Like, first the Zerg has the edge because Zerglings beat Marines in small fights. And then Terran has the edge because Marines with medics beat everything Zerg has in the early game. And then you get defense up. And then Terran can try to bust, or Zerg can do little counterattacks. But then, let's not forget about the fact that the Mutalisks come up, and that's going to be a huge micro fight. Can the Terran be able to withstand against all of this Mutalisk pressure with the turrets up? But don't forget, after that, Zerg needs to try to contain with Lurkers while Terran's trying to push out. And that used to really be in favor of the Zerg, but now
You did it.
He's not done. Be quiet.
No,
Go ahead.
That's actually
Act 2, go.
Stop.
No, that's the greatest.
It's a Day 9 Daily.
Guys,
Shut your face.
I'm done.
This one, not you. Sorry.
No, like I love the idea of you just going, Nick, just in the middle of some talking, going, "You did it."
Yeah.
Just
It was either that.
You
or
go over there and hug him,
It
you're
was
like-
either that, or I was going to be like, "That's not what it's like." Just suck the oxygen out of the room. Anyways, yeah, sorry, go ahead. No,
Not like that at all.
Did you say something completely idiotic? You know, like, you said just go race.
Dan tried to make Valkyries work for a long time.
I did.
You can't argue back. I'm the big brother, and then I just get up, walk away. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, man.
no, I don't remember where I was. I mean, like the important thing is that there's a lot of alternation back and forth right up until the big moment where Terran is trying to push out and get as much space as possible, and Zerg's trying to buy time to Defilers. That's like the big moment, because right as Zerg's trying to hold on with Defilers, that's when the big mech switch happens. So most Terrans nowadays see all the tip-top Terrans do this big mech switch, and that is like free win city on the ladder right now, because they lift off all their barracks at the wrong time, and you just go kill them. Yeah, that's very hard to figure out that timing. So it's really tough because you have all the wrong units versus mech in large numbers of Zerg. And, I mean, Jeff, you were talking about going Mass Queen against mech as part of this transition. It's like actually one of the legit ways to deal with the mech.
And you were talking about this earlier with the disruption web, or I think it was one of you guys. But it's like first thing I did, 10 broodlings at one tank, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, I forgot about that. Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
god.
Yeah, because you're used to StarCraft 2. Where
Did you
it's
get
like,
all 10, though? Because you only get the one that kills it, right?
Yeah, well, they cast it, though. They all
Yeah,
lost
they
their
all
energy.
So you actually get all 10 broodlings still?
No.
Get the one.
That's how
Oh,
it works.
okay, I was just wondering if
it's
the-
when once it
Yeah,
dies,
that's what I
that's how
thought.
it spawns it. But
Yeah.
you can't. I don't.
Oh,
unless
that's a
there was
major
some kind of
ripoff.
crazy.
Oh my god.
It's
Imagine
tough.
there was some kind of a crazy bug though.
And then
you do it
see,
just right, and they're all at the right
Oh.
distance
Hey.
and stuff. It's a special strategy because those broodlings are really
Can-
good.
can we
that's
talk
why,
about
That's
special-
why you
yeah.
get that is you need those broodlings, guys.
Well, the broodlings don't time out in StarCraft 1, and you can broodling larva, so you could theoretically just make infinity broodlings.
Wait,
Wait,
they don't
broodling?
time
no,
out.
they
time
die
out.
out.
They do time
No,
out.
they do not.
No,
do.
yes, they do.
They
Some-
do.
Do they?
Noni,
Noni,
do broodlings time out? Yeah.
In
Yeah.
StarCraft 1?
Yes.
I don't remember them ever timing out.
Exposed.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
He's just doing that because I said some major stupid stuff earlier, so he's just like,
I used to take
Got
over
my
the team.
back.
If this is my major stupid thing, I'm feeling pretty good.
No, okay, like I did not know that Corsairs had explosive damage type. I thought they were concussive.
what? Explosive, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that
Are
blew
they
my
explosive? I actually didn't know that.
They are explosives. They deal their full damage to Overlord and less damage to Scourge.
This is like a really good therapy session we're all kind of having here as a group to admit what we didn't know. Like I actually had to ask
there's all
earlier.
sorts
I
of
was like,
things.
wait, the Darkstorm, can the building still take damage under that? I'm actually not entirely sure, but
No, they don't. Or they do, excuse me.
yeah, they do. Yeah.
Well, you're right to be confused
What was the one
about
I
that.
absolutely didn't know, though? I can't remember that earlier.
Acid spores for
Yes.
Devourers.
No, I
Oh,
remember
acid spores.
it was one of those things where too much time had gone on and I hadn't asked anybody.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to be bothered to, like, wiki it, so I was just like, I think I know
They
what
like
it
add
does.
damage and slow you. Yeah, right?
They
That's, see, and he's helping. I don't think,
they
do
do
they
not
slow you?
slow movement. They slow
No.
your attack,
Yeah, attack speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you get bonus damage
Yes.
per spore that is on the
Which
unit.
and it stacks up to like 9, is it?
Nice.
Yeah. Look at
which
that.
is which is good for branding.
All right, well,
Oh,
my
wow.
God.
That's why he's the
This
best.
guy over
I love
there.
This guy.
You know what's
This
really
guy.
good for branding is you always saying things are good for branding.
Yeah.
You picked up on that, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for branding.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is that a fact? Says Dan. Is that a fact?
All right.
I
Now
don't
we
like-
have a.
Will it be a fact?
It's a
Yeah.
fact.
What do you think about Rhett not wearing the media tag, by the way?
Oh, he left media now. Is that what he's doing to us?
Europeans, you know, whatever.
They're fickle
they're
about
a
their
nomad
teams.
race of people, aren't they?
They, you know.
Don't trust Rhett Media.
Well, what Rhett's he's putting his name out there. He's like, all right, StarCraft remasters up. Maybe Team Liquid wants to, send me a little whisper.
I think it's interesting he added the Jaw too there for Jaw Rule, who's like an old hip hop artist that a lot of people did not like very much. Rhett Jaw Rule. Rhett gonna give it to you. That was DMX, but still.
So,
But
guys,
still.
I want to say, I think we got to do something like this again. This is actually really fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
the most
too
fun.
much fun.
But I think we need a name for something like this because we can't just have like the second StarCraft remastered launch stream, but we could have something we could call it
Can
we could call it like the Old Boys Club. Like what do you guys think about that?
I like that.
We
a
all
lot.
wear cloaks and have scepters, and
Oh my
before
gosh.
We
the
can
game
determine
start,
who and who doesn't get a job.
That's
You think?
right. Yeah, exactly. We control
that's
everything.
perfect.
And then what we do is before the game start, we drink the blood of an aspiring Han pro gamer to just get things started.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like
What do you guys
this.
think?
That's very aspiring.
Yeah, sounds good.
Anyways,
Oh my gosh.
so the map is Outsider. Can you introduce the players? Tasteless.
Someone at home is like, I knew it! I knew it all along!
I know a few people at home saying that right now.
I really want to meet someone that talks that way.
I knew it! Actually, you know what I got?
Whoa.
That thing that I just did, I knew it. I was at a StarCraft tournament in, this is in L.A. in Koreatown. You remember Mom had to bring us there, Sean?
Yeah.
And I'm like at that age where I'm like really embarrassed that people are going to know I have a mom because I'm so young. I'm like 14 or 15 or something. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, my mom's here. I'm so embarrassed. But then there was this kid. That was playing, and he was talking. He wasn't very good. And he was like, he was older than me. We were like two of the youngest guys there.
You can say it. It's Artosis.
But no, but there was this guy, and he kept muttering to himself. And the moment that he was a Terran player and the carriers came out, and he went, I knew it. Which is so funny because
That
like
was Artosis.
it was just so funny to me because everybody has an oh shit moment when the carriers come out in the TVP where you're like, oh my God, I wasn't factoring that in. But his anger, I knew it. And then he's got, I knew it. I should have known it all along.
I remember
Oh
at
my God.
on that exact same tournament, there was there's a story of Slayer's Boxer, who's I think fair to say is the most famous StarCraft player of all time, other than maybe Flash or Jaedong or Bisu.
Or Ortosis.
Or Ortosis or Tasis
Day
are in
9.
control.
Yeah.
Day 9.
Yeah.
Or Nick Tasis.
Well, yeah, where's his song, man?
Yeah, no, he has a good song. There was fur in there. So like this guy heard that Boxer had removed some of the keys from his keyboard that he didn't need to use. And this guy was like, I'm going to be like Boxer, and I'm going to remove my keys from my keyboard. But he removed, like, way too many keys, and there would be, like...
Oh, God, this is so funny. I know this.
He brought up pencils. That way, when he needed to type, he would, like, thong and, like, stick it in the little gel slot where he'd hit the keys.
It had gone too far. I mean, you break off, like, 4 keys on your keyboard. You break off, like, the Windows key and maybe the key that's adjacent to 0. This kid, like, just when he's like, the more keys I remove, the better I become. I'm like, well, not really. I mean, eventually you just have a piece of shit unusable keyboard at that point in time.
You make me feel bad because in those old keyboards where you actually have to have the pencil, I had a pencil next to my keyboard so I could type.
Yeah,
I'd have to type commas with the pencil.
It's just like, because it looks like you're cleaning out. Like
depth of abbreviation, man.
Oh, man.
I had the I'm gonna blow your guys' mind. You know, with Protoss, you break off the key to the right of the 0, whatever. That's the dash key, right?
Dash key.
People always, they'll see me. My keyboard when I was in college, like, well, how do you write the dash? And I'm like, there's actually another dash key at the very far top right of your keyboard.
Top left, you mean?
Top right.
by the numpad.
By the numpad, there's a dash.
The
there.
numpad. So
yeah, mine exploded.
That's crazy.
Mine
but
exploded.
can you do an underscore with that one?
No, but you don't need
Well,
underscores. If not, if you're like typing stuff up.
You do if you got a
Not
Hotmail
if I have a
account.
clan tag with an underscore. I'm like, okay, Ortosis for other stuff. God.
I always do say that too, don't I?
It's like, what about when I'm programming in C++? I'm like, just normal stuff, man. Normal stuff.
Dude.
God. God damn it.
Every time there's an impression of Ortosis, the character morphs and changes. It's like an old Jewish lady or something like that. Well, I have to type sometimes in my keyboard. And then Dan Todd's like, yeah, I do sound like that.
So Rhett's doing this style that actually I'm not a fan of, not because it's bad, but because it's very easy to lose with. Where you go
My
for
style.
Yeah. You go for a really fast lurker tech, and you basically don't really have that many drones. You don't have a lot of larvae. Normally you go 3 hatch in your main base, and you build your 4th hatch as a 3rd. But with this one, you just are playing ultra defensive, and what I'll expect is that Rhett is going to be getting lurkers ultra fast at his top left and just rush for hive.
I didn't know that. Wait, go back to the medic. The medic's a first lieutenant? Click on that.
What is her rank?
Yes, first.
Yeah, don't they rank up when they get more kills?
Yeah, but medics can't get kills. So what about that?
Oh, my God.
That's why they start
Sexist
higher
army.
up. What's the Marines at? What's a Marine?
A Marine's a private.
Private, right?
Yeah.
First
Is that the
lieutenant
lowest rank in the military normally?
I believe so,
Private?
yeah.
I think so.
I believe it's Navy, actually.
What?
That's right.
It's a military joke.
Oh, I got it. All right,
think-
It's a military joke.
The
so everyone got
ocean
it.
is the bottom, and then the air is the middle, and then the land is actually on the top.
Nick's
rank.
like,
you
plots
get,
haven't worked a job in over 100 years. Ever since Grandpappy discovered the railroad station, we brought over the Chinese. We haven't had to worry about such things.
Oh, look at this on the ramp. If we get the expo, when they were eggs, you can actually block off a ramp with the eggs, and the Marines basically can't kill it.
yeah. So I mean, the traditional opening for Zerg is you go for Mutalisks in order to delay and damage, and then that will buy you time to get this 3rd base with lurkers up. But Terrans have gotten just so good at defending against Mutalisks that Rhett's just like, man, screw this. I'm not gonna do this micro nonsense. I'm just gonna go straight for lurkers.
Is that 2-on-1? Is that a
Yeah,
stack?
we're
Yeah.
stacked.
Sack.
He's like, I can take that. It's just one lurker.
It's-
Guess again!
oh, good.
It actually
Check
might still
there.
just be one, though.
Yeah.
No, it was 2. They saw just a little bit of the split
Yeah.
spikes.
Okay.
So Hive should be started right
Yeah,
now.
I totally
if
saw that
he's-
too.
Yep. Insta snap Hive. Now you do have to get Scourge here at some point because there's really no other way to deal with dropships as Zerg. You're not building any anti-air.
It's true.
And if I'm Nyokin,
You go to Starport?
I use your body to get to the top?
I personally would begin teching towards the science vessel, but rather than go up to 5 or 6 barracks and try to really pressure,
get a
I would just
drop
go,
ship
I
here?
would go straight for factory.
I don't know this matchup that well. Are you supposed to get a dropship before the science vessel or after?
Well, sometimes Korean Terrans will go to Starport here and go the double drop because it's like your opponent is skimping so hard to try to get up to the defilers.
Love
but
this from Nyokin, by
Yeah,
the way.
I think this is right because normally Zerg has some mobile pressure. Terran has some mobile pressure, and they're pushing against each other, and everyone kind of has to be careful with extra bases. But Rhett's going heavy defensive play. And versus heavy defensive play, you just say, all right, well, if you're going defensive, there's no way you can attack all these extra expansions I'm going to want to get way later, so I'll just get them now.
What's he have in the bottom right there of that bottom left base?
Bottom right or bottom left base, please.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Marines.
On the mini-map, it almost looked like a bear.
Yeah,
If
I
you
could
do the
see it.
top left of the centermost upward force to see the bottom right,
It's Chan too, so he's like, I kind of know what you're talking about. If it's Bryce, he'd be like, what?
Oh, man.
I can't believe we didn't tell stories about Bryce, by the way. Bryce, in our practice group,
Machine is, by the way, who's Blue
Yes,
Bryce's. Yeah.
yes. He put this
Machine.
tournament together in a lot
one
of ways.
of the did an amazing job, but one of my favorite parts about our practice groups is the group of Terrans knew that when you played Bryce, it's about minute 9:32, something like that. You just randomly build about 8 bunkers because you can hear like the stomping of the feet from his army it's just outside the base, and here they come. 20 bunkers or not. It was great. You'd be like, Bryce, come on.
So this is the bio to mech transition that we talked about that's very difficult to execute and very technical. You have to have about 2 to 3 minutes as Terran of just, like, no pressure time. So you'll notice that Nyokin has a Marine group outside the front of one base, a Marine group outside the front of the other. He just wants space. He wants Zerg to just kind of be off him.
Guys.
And then he's just going to build a whole bunch of vultures, and with that space, he'll plant mines. And then with the mines, he can buy even more time to finally get strong units.
I
out.
have to say something right now.
Yes.
What?
Please,
Nick.
guys,
This
Tasteless
actually looks like a
plot.
legit modern, really high-level Brood War game
Yeah,
that we're seeing here. We finally did it.
Wow, dude.
We finally did. Draco's looking at me
Yeah,
with fire
Way
in
to
his
diss
eyes
the
right
other
now.
6 people. Yeah.
Actually, let me give some props to Jeff. Were you not the only human to take a game off of either of these guys in the tournament?
Oh, well, Nyokin, yeah.
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 They're both undefeated except
you're
for
right.
one win that you
Yeah.
took.
What if Rhett discovers the drop upgrade too? What do you think? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, this thing happened.
Have you
We're
guys
talking
done
about-
this yet? Look how detailed everything is when you
And
enhance,
now the
by way.
mutas fly in? Oh, no.
Have you seen that, though?
doing? You're so stupid. You bill. You
Like the actual accurate and Artos' impression is like,
I'm a Zerg
he's
unit.
so eloquent in Korea though, but when he travels, man, he sounds like a goon.
I'm trying to fit in.
Show the hands.
Ling hands.
Willing hands.
Tickle, 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 tickle.
You're tagger it. Tagger it. That video, dude. I was dying. Tagger it. Tagger it. That's what it looks like.
Ling's like, stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Yeah, I mean, so
I love how they have 4 fingers. They like don't have a thumb, so like that's why they'd never use tools and evolve beyond Zerglings.
So in this position, Rhett doesn't really have any way to be aggressive. He can be super defensive with Defilers, but
Show us the depots again, by the way.
Yeah, there's a lot of good.
Is
a lot of
anyone
green.
else absolutely triggered
yeah,
by that one depot? They're all
it's
in
off
such
center?
a line. Yeah, look at the one he's
Yeah.
building right there. It's the turd.
You know-
I mean, that one started, but the one next to it's like the additional.
Well, he's got to do it now.
It's a
Look at
life
that ugly.
lesson.
The feng shui of this base is ruined.
It's completely off.
This is this. Oh my god. Okay, whatever with that. But that depot thing, like, Nyokin's building placement throughout this has been really good. Like, and that's how he
Falls
keeps his
apart now.
macro kind of together. Oh yeah, the pressure is really showing. But like, I get the 4 depots next to each other, and then I start getting the crooked depots, and that's what goes wrong, man. Then I can't macro. It's
I'm
too
all
hard.
off kilter.
Yeah.
I mean, Rhett's actually getting a 5th base up here at the top, and
Yeah.
what's going to happen is Zerg is not really going to be doing pressure through the middle of the map. If it's ultra modern, he's going to be doing a lot of counterattacky, sneaky stuff, a lot of drops, a lot of harassment.
It's actually super important if you can get this base in the top center, just to deny 1 extra gas.
Yeah, but this is why Rhett puts those lurkers around it. Lurkers are like really good at this phase when they're just on vultures running around. It's like super annoying. I was talking to Nyokin specifically about this, how like you can't hit a base if they just randomly put a few lurkers there early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
seems to be
bases you
hitting
can
it.
turtle, and in any race you can pretty much hold off anything up there.
Yeah, this is what really good Zerg players, you'll see them do that sort of middle-ish Zerg players won't do, is they'll just do these small counterattack forces that's like a Defiler and just a handful of lurkers.
Oh,
Wow, he cast that spell really well.
yeah.
Nick got super excited about it.
I did.
He did!
Gave myself a hernia there. That was
worked!
Nick Hernia plot.
Oh, if he can actually get in here and deny this base, that's going to help out a lot.
Wow.
This phase of the game, oh no.
I can't
he
even
just doesn't
believe
have
it.
anything.
Yeah.
Their space is completely
Oh my
naked.
God.
Attack at the top, attack at the top, attack at the top.
Nyoken's
Stand
going to
up.
be so unhappy.
Meanwhile, a single Marine micros the hatchery.
Yeah, but I mean, he might actually get this 5th base.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, but if Terran needs
That
to
puts
have
him
the
on 2
bottom
base.
left, the mech style is way more effective if you have the bottom left because it kind of comes this weird, long, ass, drawn-out game.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, this.
He didn't get his mines up quite quickly enough. That's too bad.
Noni, did you know about this? Did you know this is what TVZ looks like now? Yeah, Noni's looking here like, this is what everybody has when they come back. They're like, what? What are they doing? This can't possibly be right.
It's like, what about mutas? Mutas work. No, the
No, they
upgrades
don't.
on the mech, man. You
Yeah,
get wrecked.
Look at Goliath, dude.
Vulture tank was good in TVP, and Terrans were like, oh, what if I just did it in all the matchups?
I know.
Why did we make anything else?
Yeah, Nyoken just he did not mine up the sides enough. So right now, this is the last ditch attempt for Nyoken to get some stability. But
Yeah.
look at Red. He has 2,000 gas, which is 10 Ultralisk to all Zergs with bad macro.
That is some Artosis savings going on over there.
Yeah.
Look at. So this is going to be, this is going to be really tricky for Nyoken since the top of the map, even though there's a lot of pressure from Nyoken, Red's mining from all these bases. It's going to be very, very difficult to reacquire the bottom left as a Terran.
You can't play this as 2 base. It's so difficult. Actually, this is something I forget who I was talking about with this, but the mech transition, like the most important thing in the whole world is laying every spider mine that you possibly can. Because, like for instance, that little counterattack, if he had Spider-Mans in that vicinity, he would have not only seen it coming but picked some of it off. And then suddenly he keeps the bottom left, and then suddenly we have a big macro game. But here he is, like, dead.
Yeah.
You kind of sounded like you said Spider-Man
He did.
instead of Spider-Mines.
I was building the joke in my head, yeah.
I was then eventually imagining little Spider-Mans running around on the map,
He's
web
like, you
grabbing
need
links and
precise
stuff.
Spider-Mans. And I was like, how many Spider-Mans
How many
do you think?
Spider-Mans do you need, Artosis?
A lot of
What if he
Spider-Mans.
starts going for Hobgoblins? Then what do you do, man?
Well, you keep going Spider-Man, he always wins in the end.
That's true, yeah.
I want to make out with Mary Jane under the bleachers.
Upside down.
This is gonna be this is gonna be bad for Terran. With drops coming in here. Whoa! Look out!
Offensive mines on Ultras.
I think it's really stupid the Overlord flies normally
Oh.
with 2 Ultras inside of it, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there.
Well, the Ultras are really good at contorting when they get inside there.
Wow.
Yeah.
They turn into
They
data like
flatten?
War Prism.
They flatten just like little bookmarks in my lungs or whatever. Whatever the hell Day9 said yesterday.
Little flat
It's still so incredible.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a Valkyrie.
Look at that.
Oh my God, and he is not
Artosis,
prepared.
tell us about it.
I mean, it's actually good now. People actually use them.
No, they don't.
Did
Yeah,
you
they
know
do.
about that too,
I swear to
Nyoken?
God, they use 'em.
Or Noni?
You used to call them Nyoken?
I did.
Wow.
I got too excited.
They both
Nyokni.
have N's in their name, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
But no, it's used against Zerg now.
Wow.
you know, I just want to take a moment to say.
Not always, but
Oh, there's the GG. Yeah, like that moment right there is exactly why people don't open mech. Because if you open mech, you start off on 2 base, and Zerg's taking the whole map, and then you struggle to pull out. And Ioken tried to do the transition into mech, and I thought that was smart for him to do it quick, but Dan, you were like spot on, 10 out of 10 correct. You got to plant all those mines, every single one.
Yeah.
You
can't-
Dan
can't
doesn't
just-
struggle to pull out.
They have to kind of be all over the place too, even places that like don't look like they are necessarily important at that moment.
I know. What you chuckling about, Nikki?
Nothing. I was nothing.
What's funny is going on?
No. We
Did I miss something?
we were talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was all. I'm getting worried for Nyoken here. This is going to be tough to come back from.
You know, I noticed something actually
Media Control had
when
a
I was
moment,
sitting.
and it will never.
Okay,
yeah.
no, that's fine.
It's fine.
I was noticing something. I was sitting over there, like watching you guys all together, and it was like the funniest thing because we all make fun of each other for different various things, and like,
Yeah.
I get my speaking
Make
gets
fun
made
with
fun of,
each
my
other.
macro gets made fun. You
Yeah.
know, all sorts.
Yeah.
We make fun of
Oh, I know where
Day
you're
9
going,
for the
yeah.
weird bookmark thing that
no,
he said,
yeah.
and like,
Which is great because it's the thing I said one day. It's not like,
yeah, but
it's not like my macro, for instance.
yeah, I know. Everyone has their own thing, right? But poor Tasteless, I noticed, like, you guys are over here making fun of him, and it's like about how he's like stupid and he's smelly.
He did it to himself, though, to be fair. He's like,
Yeah, I only have
like,
one pair of underwear.
What'd you pack to this trip? It's like one pair of socks and no underwear.
Like no socks on in his Converse. It's like, ew.
What was the best thing?
Nick's dirty.
When Sean won up the end, he's like, so you only brought 2 T-shirts, Stasis, and I'm like, well, all we can do is go even further with this and be like, I should have said no underwear. It would have made it funnier though.
No, the one.
And here's actually
way
the sad
better.
thing about this is like, this cast, I've had this on for 2 weeks, and I keep, for some reason, I feel more comfortable, and I'm kind of holding it up like this by my face, and I start to smell the cast, and I have to keep putting it back down. It sucks, man.
Jeez.
Could you stop?
Well, I'm glad that you're building into your own legend of Sting.
It's like, I told him, the doctor's like, you can't shower with this. Nick's like, all right, 1 year no showering. Challenge accepted.
Oh, man.
Oh, well, the map is Circuit Breaker.
This is the map where Nyokin has to come back on. I think he can do it.
Oh, wow, you think you can?
I think he can, but it's going to be hard. I think the best bet for Nyokin to actually win here is to actually stop the third hatch from going up, like we see in a lot of the ASL games, to actually just deny that.
Well, Rhett played counter to that last game with the defensive lurker strat, and the thing is, he knows that Nyokin loves 5-racks play. If you'll let him do it, like you go Muta, he will 5-racks you into, killing your third base most of the time. So Rhett could just continue to kind of counter that.
You guys know as a duo, and since, things are just kind of ramping up,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
shtick between the two of you, it's Nick, my favorite, the first 2.5 minutes of every game is him pontificating whether or not someone has a chance, how long the game will take,
Yeah.
and then some weird comments about the map in general, and then Dan will be like, yeah. And then you'll talk about the player specifically, like one of them, and you'll drop some weird reference from like 10 years ago, and then you guys go into the commentary every time.
Oh, my
You've
God.
actually got us mapped out pretty well. I have to say, I'm impressed.
Yeah, no,
He
got it so hard, I feel like I'm like unraveling now. It's like you
Yeah.
put the camera on me and I just unravel like a mummy and there's nothing under my skin. It's just like, and that was it. Artosis disappeared because he knew no one could listen to his commentary ever again.
You guys
great, it works.
You look both a little rattled after
Yeah.
what he said.
Well, he was saying it. I'm like, oh my God, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And then Day9's like, at least the bookmark thing I only did once, and it's not my entire commentary career. I'm like, oh my God, like everything I do is wrong and weak.
Don't mention bookmarks.
Oh, gosh. And, of course, everyone watching is like, what's a book?
Certainly, what's a bookmark, man? Nobody
Yeah.
has those anymore.
Yeah, you get an e-reader?
Yeah, or like.
Or you just don't read, which is what most people do
Yeah,
nowadays.
unfortunately.
That's a good strat.
I'm really hoping that we have the exact same brain lapse with Day9 again, but it's like in a slightly different order this time, where he's like, do you guys think my bookmarks are too little or something like that? And we're like, it actually did happen again the second time, because we ended in such a good high note.
We did.
Yeah, that was fun.
I hope we go to 5 games here, man. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen. See
A
what I'm doing? I'm
competitive
going
series.
back into it. See how
I know,
do it?
I know, it's okay, Nick.
I'm like, this guy might win, and it would be
We all got our
really
say.
short, or the other guy might win, and it could be long.
Oh my
Adam's got a
God!
chance.
Yeah.
That's exactly what In Control said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My God, the prophecy of In Control. Yep, there's the early barracks, the early engineering bay. So the thing that Dan was talking about earlier, the 5-rack style, is basically once upon a time, the mid and end game of Terran was just lots of Marines and lots of science vessels, and then tanks existed for some extra support and defense. But if you wanted to do that, you couldn't build too many barracks at the start because it would delay your science vessels too much. It would delay your tanks too much. And yeah, you'd have a bunch of Marines, but then you'd have like one tank and one vessel against a Defiler army, and you'd lose. So it was not very in vogue to go for lots and lots and lots of barracks. But once these Terrans realized, oh, I'm just going to do a big mech transition, now suddenly it's okay to go for 5 barracks, do tons of huge pressure, because you have a super strong play that follows it, which is a whole bunch of factories and 4 base. So to support that, you see this early engineering bay to get the +1 started right away. And given that we're on Circuit Breaker, and given that Nyokin has scouted this 3-hatch Spire thing, I think it's like 100% chance we're going to see 5 racks pushing out of Nyokin.
Totes.
I like to make comments that are complete unto themselves.
Yeah.
It's done
Yeah.
now. The
I love
comment
when
is-
you sum up everything that's there, and then we all sit here
Yeah,
quietly.
we're
I'm
like,
like,
all right.
guys, someone
I'm
come
like-
up with a joke.
I'm like, Dan's probably going
Yeah.
to say something real fast.
Can't add
This is why we
anything
need
to
to
that.
control here.
That's
There's
all.
some
That's
of
the only
In-Control's.
reason I'm here.
In-Control basically sits and waits in the shadows of a cast like this, right?
The more people you add to the
his
cast,
blade is drawn,
Yeah.
and he basically waits, and if I say something like really smart and technical, he gets that laugh. Goes, I get
My laugh?
Your laugh.
yes, that's it. That's actually it. Yeah.
Yeah. It goes, tasteless. Nobody cares about that. And then if I say something, and then I say something really basic, he's like, tasteless. Everybody knows that. And I'm sitting there on a tightrope, like trying to walk through this cast. Like, how exactly do I cast it to his liking? And this is
Let's not paint the picture that you're super concerned about that.
no, I'm really not.
I make fun of you, and then you like 2 minutes later do exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And just kind of go on.
So I think we got him, though.
You did.
I
Yeah.
think we got him.
Well, I mean, you described what he does.
Yeah.
But is that really getting him?
We did this for
I'm like,
years,
he wears
though.
glasses.
Whoa.
Got him. Check and mate.
No, I love it, dude. We used to do this all the time.
This is
now
so
there's people
fun.
listening to us.
Seriously. So
That was all I did. Was when we sat on Ventrilo, I wasn't like leading the charge in the conversation. I just sat back and waited, and Machine would say like, "How do you spell hot dog?" G5.
It's a hard word to spell. I'm so glad you got to tell that story.
This is a nice little counter
wow.
swing by Rhett. And look at how non-committal it is. It's just 4 lings, right? It's not that much at all. But
Caused a lot of damage.
they're going to run left.
How many kills does he have on those lings?
this is actually cleaned up.
Lings are such a different beast in Brood
Yeah,
War.
it's crazy.
I won a
Way
game
better.
yesterday by running 4 Lings past a Protoss that was Forge expanding, and
Oh,
he just couldn't deal with it.
There's
And that was
just
it.
nothing you can.
Just
it's
4 Lings
crazy.
though.
Yeah.
And then if you're a great Protoss player, you might eventually hold it on and then lose like 30 minutes later as they have the whole map.
Or if you're a great Zerg, I'm not trying to call myself great, but we've seen Jaedong and these guys with their Lings. They get in your base
Oh, yeah.
effort. It's just like that's it. It's lights out. Vultures? Remember when a vulture shows up and you don't have the right response for it?
Oh, yeah.
You like just have Lings or something like that?
God, that was well done by Rhett. Except for the fact that the rest of the Zerglings didn't do anything.
Rhett is playing well.
Is there something that Nyokin's doing wrong? I'm genuinely curious here because I
Is
don't
he?
get this matchup this well. Like when he moves out like that, can you just not do that at this phase of the game, or is he not controlling it right?
These Marines, you just need to be very careful with your Marines to make sure that they stay together because, if you have packs of 10 Marines, 12 Marines, Zerglings suddenly can deal huge damage to them.
It's like you're supposed to move, like, let's say 2/3 of the way across the center and then go back and, like, bring your other Marines up. Like, if you watch Flash or Last, they're always reinforcing until they realize that you're transitioning.
Oh, no. This.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
If you lose enough early on, sometimes they just can bust you down. Terran's really brittle till they have like a heavy core amount of their units. Like one Marine alone is basically the worst thing in the game. And look at this. This is exactly how you want to do it in this matchup is you just leave when the mutas are clearly going to start getting gunned down and go back and you can recollect and probably come in even again if he wants.
It's transitioning, bruh.
Oh, he's going to go for... Oh, never mind. No.
It's a fast queen, or it's queen.
He's going for
He's going
Queens.
Guardians. I was like,
Lurkers.
Guardians. He could, but I think
do
he's probably just going
Guardians.
to go with Defilers.
Yeah, that's a safer answer, I guess.
Yeah.
Not bad. Red hasn't really poked in with the mutas themselves. You can do that now, of course, as I say that. A lot of times Terrans will have peripheral missile turrets as well, but I think because Nyokin's taken so many damages, he basically doesn't think he can afford it.
This is traditional Zerg vs. Terran right now, by the way. It's Ling Muta with Mutalisk doing lots of harassment, and this is buying time for Zerg to get other stuff set up. It's complete opposite of the tempo of the last game.
He's going for double starport, which is kind of neat. You can still go like an SK Terranish type of style. It's
great.
And nothing wrong with that.
SK Terran, by the way, is heavy Marine, heavy Science Vessel, and some other things, like occasionally a few Vultures, occasionally a few tanks, but mainly those two sets of units.
Yeah, but like lots of upgrades for your Marines as well. You're really rushing towards
It's like
3-3.
double eBay,
So basically,
6 or 8 barracks type.
Yeah.
I think Mech's completely out of the question here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's
he has
just
no
he's going
transition for
to
it.
go back to what worked for him at that time period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can't be stressed enough. The reason the mech transition works is that you get the space. You get the space on the map to be able to plant mines and take bases. And if you don't have that space, it is strictly incorrect.
Oh!
Hold position lurkers.
Not
Obeyed
triggered out.
orders to the
Denied.
end.
Yes.
Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, so hold position
D9
lurkers are
even.
Day
Get it?
9.
Oh,
See?
it's good for branding, dude.
God, is it?
Branding.
Oh, got me right in the branding.
Gotcha. Well,
Oh,
very
okay.
good here.
Rhett had a very strong mid-game opening, but at this point in time, I mean, this is looking worse and worse for Rhett.
Did
as time
Rhett
goes on.
always pick Zerg against Terran? Or
Yes.
did he because a lot of the guys that pick the race based off the matchup, a lot of them would go Protoss versus Terran, but
No,
that's
he was
interesting. He just
Always Zerg.
Yeah, his ZVT's always been really good too.
and then if it's against a Zerg player, it's he just goes Terran, right? Is that it?
Baristan, what are you
Or does Rhett do ZVZ now? Is
He
No.
plays ZVZ right now
What?
because of the ladder.
Really?
Well, you can only choose one
Oh.
race and then it
that's
queues
good.
you. But that's why specifically.
Interesting.
So he might stay ZVZ because of that, he was saying to me.
His TVZ was actually probably his best matchup, though.
Yeah,
it
he
his
was
best.
like he and Hydra were just
Which was
madness
funny.
at that matchup.
He was very much so a Zerg player, but his TVZ was probably his best matchup.
Yeah, and actually he did the precursor to this 5x play. He went 4x Marine Medic basically every game and just shut down third bases. That was like how Rhett played, and people just had such a hard time.
Oh, he's just so mechanically sound too.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
very good.
so
It's kind of cool too because he was a Zerg player that understood TVZ, so there's some kind of
yeah,
It super
a
reinforced
specialist
this
in that
matchup.
matchup on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, Nyokin can. I don't know how many lurkers are there.
You can't tell with these.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's
The
three.
new drawing on that, it's pretty tricky.
Is he gonna bust him?
is he
Oh
gonna
my
break through?
god!
Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! What?
Bro.
Wow, that was actually.
I didn't think even Nyokin's sitting in there like, how many lurkers are there exactly?
there's 3 again.
All right,
Can't do it now, man. No way.
here we go.
Yeah, he's gonna.
No,
he's
gonna
gonna
do
break
it.
through.
He's gonna. We're
He
still
gets that
waiting.
defiler, man.
He gets that-
Where's Dark Swarm? Where's Dark Swarm? He
Dark
needs
Swarm.
consume. He needs consume.
Oh,
No, guys, that's a defiler. It actually
Oh,
does
he lost
nothing.
the defiler.
It literally
Wait a
does
minute.
nothing until it eats its people.
he
It
does
comes
not
out-
have a scan. Is that it?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
needs to get that Nidus.
You're running up and picking the knife.
This has been fantastic, though, what he just did there. Like, he killed so many lurkers and a defiler, the strongest unit in the game,
Yeah, but if he doesn't expand, he just dies.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there in the top 3
of Zerg.
units.
Nice, nicely done, guys. Oh, he's just gonna park now.
Well, I mean, he didn't send enough of his army up there to reinforce that.
Where's the science vessels, man? That's what's missing here.
Seriously.
I mean, once the vessels start coming out. Now, he's building
Just
vultures.
going wraiths.
Yeah, just like I said, guys, Day 9 was wrong.
Now, Nyokin should still be building Marines. Can you check in the main base to see if he's still building Marines?
Oh, what?
Oh,
Probably not.
Nyokin has gone mad.
I'm gonna say
No,
not.
go to the base. Yes, like.
But there's more barracks making there. We're like, what?
I don't understand.
He's going to go land him in the base
Yeah.
of Rhett and make
He
fire
just
bets.
flies over, some of the Scourge pop out, hit the barracks. I'm like, new meta.
It's a huge pump fake, man.
Yeah, this is very, very dangerous.
I
Irradiate.
can't believe he's doing. I don't agree with this.
Here come the Scourge. Here come the Scourge. I'm telling you, man. Get out. Get out.
Irradiate it. Get it. Irradiate it. Get him. Yes.
Wow. Look at those Dark Swarms, though, man.
Looks like he's
So
shooting his
good.
own medics or something.
Yeah.
It's okay. They don't take damage, but that is a little bit weird.
How does Red always find these angles?
Look at how they frolic when they run.
Well, if you got hands like that, you kind of have to, man. You ever tried running with your googly hands above your head?
Oh yeah, all the time.
That's
So I
actually
run to the studio every day. And just, I'm gonna cast.
I got to.
Oh! 1,
two.
2. We're doing Sesame Street casting here. 3.
3 science.
3
vessels.
signs. 3.
3 science vessel.
You know that I am called the Count.
Keep going.
Because I really love to count. Sometimes I sit and count all day. I actually know the whole song, man.
Do you know the whole song?
Sometimes I get carried away. I count slowly, getting faster.
What are you?
Why do you know this? Oh, God, I just know this song.
Do you know that song? We control it.
No, what is
the,
that?
the Sesame Street the count.
Yeah. Well, I know the count, but I know he has a song.
Oh, he's got a song.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Run away from your own mine! What a weird feeling to lay your mine and see it scooting across the map back at you, and you're like, come on.
No, I know. Everything damages Terran stuff, man. Even Terran stuff.
Not the Space Marine, though. They shoot true.
Space Marine. That's when in Control really wants to troll. He calls them
Space
Space
Marines.
Marines. I just remembered this now. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, Rhett has pretty good control of the entire map
Yeah, he
Like-
needs to get his mines out, like, immediately.
Yeah, he
in
seems,
huge numbers.
he
And,
Yeah.
seems in control. It's good for branding.
Wow.
He is so barely holding onto that bottom left base.
Wow.
yeah, this is what makes this transition to mech so difficult and so challenging.
Do you guys think he should have stayed on SK Terran this whole game?
Yeah.
I did not think he would try to switch.
I
into
don't.
it.
I don't think he beats Red if he stays on SK Terran. So I do like the fact that he's switching. I think this gives him a better chance because, like,
I mean, you can delay it. You can just apply more pressure and get a little more stability, and build 2 factory while pumping.
well, if he just focuses on laying mines as much as possible, like, I understand he wants to get the space up, for instance, but, like, if he just gets every mine out of every vulture for the next couple minutes, I think he just kind of stabilizes the map, and then Rhett has to be a little bit more clever with how he's doing everything, and that will buy him the time to take all these bases.
It's kind of working.
Scan,
Scan,
run.
skinny doo bop.
Ooh, right before the Lings get there.
Gotta be careful
So,
with these vultures.
This is
gosh.
actually pretty exhausting for both sides here. There's so many weird engages where if you miscontrol slightly, you lose your entire army all at once just due to the mines. And it could be for the Terran or the Zerg, so it's pretty crazy. The end. That's my story, guys. What do you think?
Wow.
This is pretty. Yeah.
That was a good story. You
I
should
got a lot of good
self-publish.
stories like that.
Yeah.
You know.
So, okay, I don't see Red holding on very much longer.
What?
He's trying to be tasteless.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
picked up on it.
Well, see,
Dan's like, I know that
there's-
voice.
He's like, what do you say, tasteless?
Yeah, there's actually no mines on the left side of the map. Like, there's 2 barracks
Yeah.
that are floating, but oh my gosh,
That
gotta
actually might be what he's
careful.
been
This
doing
is
wrong. I
this
think
is
he-
what happened to him in game 1. Is he didn't have his
Oh,
mines
no,
like
there he is
everywhere.
on the left, on the left, on the left.
All of his mines in a box on the left.
I got you. That's
Oh!
nice.
Oh,
got the
Destiny's
defiler.
Child. Destiny's Child, right?
Everything
you own in a mine in a box to the left. There's nothing more cool than when Ultra slams a Widow mine as it's coming at it.
Yeah, so is that how that works? Can they
The
actually
spider
kill?
mines,
They
yeah,
actually
spider
actually kill the spider mine before
Yes.
it
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
out? Wow, I didn't know that.
They totally can.
They just go.
It's
Get
funny.
out of
Zerglings even do it sometimes. It's
So you're starting
It's
to see
funny.
tanks come out, which is the big stabilizing component. But step 1 is, of course, a lot of vultures on the left, planting mines, and they're just not there.
yeah. Like I want to see more vultures. Like I feel like there is a stabilization point, and then you have a bunch of vultures. You sit in front of the minefields. It slows the Lings down. It just makes it so complicated.
Here's a thought. We see those barracks get picked up and float out across the map. Zerg doesn't have drop immediately when they're doing this, right? They're trying to take up the defilers.
Right.
Maybe you should actually get some Marines on the ramp there, and then put SCVs on the ramp and put the barracks over the SCVs, because if they're going Ling Ultra, they can't get up it.
That's a great
That's
point.
true.
Yeah.
That's actually a nice trick a lot of people don't know, is if you have range units behind SCVs that can't be seen because you're floating something over it, then the melee units can't attack the SCVs.
Unsieged tanks are actually quite good against Ultralisks,
Yeah.
because the damage output of a tank when it is unsieged is more than its damage output when it is sieged, but it has range and splash when it's sieged. So.
Yeah.
Oh, he got
For
plague.
single target, it's actually better.
It's going to be it for Nyokin. I think stretching across the map to expand was his doom.
That's
Yeah.
it. GG.
GG. Yeah, I mean, this is the modern looking style, but it's the transition to mech that is the really, really, really hard part.
Yeah. Yeah. And to be honest, everything kind of went wrong early on as well. With the Marine Medic, you are supposed to be able to at least slow down the third a little bit, and he really wasn't able to. Rhett was super on top of Ling Muta. Like, right, Day 9?
Yes. That's
Like,
right.
no, he
That's
did
a
it
great
perfect.
point.
I'm like, yes, I love the part where he lost the SCVs and turrets in his natural. That was...
Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon for, if you're going 5 racks, to push out and kind of just run into too many Zerglings more than you expected. And it's recoverable. You just keep pressuring, you keep pushing back out. But being able to identify, like, do you just keep going into SK? Or do you have enough space and enough time to switch into mech? And I just think that it was really early.
It was early, like especially after the double starport. When he went for that, I'm like, okay, well you have to make like a good amount of science vessels here. And what do you make, like 3 or 4? Which
stop, yeah.
Yeah, and they all got scourged like really, really quickly. He wasn't super on top of them. They were like
Killed
across the
2,
map too.
and then 3.
Yeah.
3 science vessels.
And then 0 science vessels. But yeah, I feel like one of the main problems we're seeing with him is not laying the mines. Like he's almost being too fancy with the vulture. He's like, okay, now I'll go kill these lings, and it's like you can technically do that, but if you just lay like 1,000,000 mines and then go do that, I think you're in a much better shape.
I think you're right. I think the mines are so important to just slow everything down.
You don't actually really need to do anything once you've gone mech. You can defend your half of the map and you'll win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
purely via defending. The onus is on Zerg too.
I think the idea is that Zerg is expanding faster, so they end up depleting their resources on that side of the map.
Yeah,
and you're meching, you're going slower,
and building the perfect army.
And building the.
And if the game is still sloppy and you're making siege tanks, it gets a little bit tough as well. Because like
that's what happened here. You just had like 8 tanks get caught.
Yeah.
And it was because Rhett had good map control, as Sean was talking about, and he saw it and just like threw 20 lings at it, and that was enough. A couple ultras.
All right.
This is going to be interesting on this map.
Now, I personally...
Fighting Spirit?
This is the only map that I have played some... only matchup I've played some games on, and I really do not like playing this as Zerg.
The...
Outsider.
Yeah, for this map, like TVZ, early game, I really like constant pressure on Zerg. It's like kind of close, the naturals.
Very hard to deal with.
So it's like one of those maps, and this is actually something that's generally good against Rhett. Like a lot of my wins against Rhett are 3 versus 6 on Python, because you leave your base with Marine Medic and they can't have a sunken up in time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So on this map, again, I'm in the dark here because I don't know this matchup. There's no reason to try to do anything mech-like at all, right? Like what we're seeing in these other games. I mean, you can't get the benefits that style of play gives you.
I don't know. I struggle to stay alive to like 10, 15 minutes on this map. Like if I win beforehand and go, oh thank God, I was about to get to a point where I had no idea what to do. Oh God.
Guys, G5's got to go.
Oh,
G5.
I love you, G5.
So good,
seeing you. For like 8 years, man. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Much love.
Just got to catch a shuttle out of here.
Yep.
Cheers, man.
Not a White Rush shuttle, though.
Oh, man.
It's a one-way trip, man.
It certainly is. Don't want to be a Reaver in there.
Yeah,
Don't want to be a Scarab in that Reaver.
Have a good one, man. Take care, dude.
There's a lot of derp strategies you can do on this map where like
I see you, buddy.
expand to your front, which is already hard to defend, and then you just take the double gas and go mass Mutalisk and just try to kill them before they get enough science vessels.
But someone mentioned about going mech here. Like I do like SK style, like double starport. Was that tasteless?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Okay.
Just taking your comment now.
Whether or not you should go. I said specifically. Someone said this instead of just repeating it. Like keeps happening to me.
People keep copying my casting style, and I don't
have you noticed that too?
If you just heavy pressure with 2-3 barracks, like kind of like the build we saw Nyokin do, like 2 maps ago, where he's on 3 racks and then he goes towards tech a little bit more. I like that style a lot. And like if you get your drops out, if you just can like avoid Scourge like one time, avoid Scourge.
It's been a long day, guys.
Need Spider-Man.
I know.
Avort.
I think it was you that was talking about this earlier, Tasteless, but I think drops in this map are really strong. You just drop behind some of those mineral lines.
You know what I was thinking
Shut
though
him down.
earlier is that we probably shouldn't have mech units here, like we saw in the last 2 games, because it's kind of an island map in some ways, right? So if you're getting drops out, you can really like get in there and start punishing them.
And like Sean was saying, dropping behind the mineral patches is like really strong.
Yeah. And if I can
Damn you.
All right. Listen. Big thing to note, Rhett went for his gas before building his spawning pool. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be able to immediately build this layer, and it looks very much so like Rhett is going for ultra fast 2-hatch Mutalisk.
Fast ultras. Oh,
that said, Rhett has been doing this and then going into Lunker.
Oh, that just transformed immediately.
Look at how shiny the building is when it's
pretty
evolving. Gross. Look at that. Can we zoom in on that?
Like a old man's gym room or something like that. Upturned plate.
There's a little bit of purple inside, too.
Yeah.
It's veiny.
Blop. Here comes a drone.
Oh, let's wait and watch this egg hatch. I want to see it.
Yeah. We can't zoom in further than this, right?
No.
Can we go zoom in and get inside the egg? Is that possible?
Enhance.
Is that how this works?
Enhance.
Look at that SCV.
Do you see the details when you?
Are the minerals even touching that SCV?
Yeah.
It's got little hands, man.
Yeah, but
little claws.
it's not actually touching the minerals.
This egg is taking its time
It's
to
an
hatch.
overlord. It's an
God,
overlord.
what is that? It's like an Ultralisk in there.
All right, let's
Look
go
at it, the Overlord's mouth. That should have a melee attack. It needs an air melee attack.
Oh yeah, that would be so
They're
great.
peaceful creatures.
That would be awesome when the Corsairs come. You can't attack a flock overlord.
Look at it now.
Oh my God.
That's the original graphics. Huh?
It's hideous.
Oh God, my eyes.
Whoa.
Before,
The Eye of Sauron.
it's the brood war she tells you not to worry about.
All right. Let's go start looking at the game. I want to look at the game. Is that a spire in the Zerg's base?
Quit messing around, Day 9. We're trying to figure out what these units look like.
Jeez Louise.
Quit messing around.
I want to look at the game.
All right. So Rhett lost quite a few Zerglings there, and Iokin did poke out a little bit.
I agree.
2 racks. Keep that pressure on. Yeah, I like this style a lot on the map.
Terran Academy. It's good for learning.
Yep. That's where you send your Marines
Did
to
you say it's
study.
good for learning? That almost went by. That's
Now, because Rhett is going so quickly to these Mutalisks, you run the risk of just dying because you don't quite have enough defenses at the front, because he's built Zerglings in order to help support everything. But this is very narrow timing for Rhett.
somebody might have brought this up earlier
Probably Dan.
because I don't listen to what you guys are saying when I'm not talking. But I know we were talking about like the drops earlier though. But I'm wondering, would it be worth it to actually just go Valkyries like at the start and then go drops later, just to, like
That's
shut
crazy.
down?
No,
the,
I wish somebody would have recommended that because nobody talks about Valkyries.
no,
you can't really go
almost forget
Valkyries
about it.
early.
why not?
Well, because they'll hit it with a Scourge and then you die.
Valkyries are an absolutely
If you have enough Valkyries,
opening,
can you actually just kill Scourge when they come at you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
if you have-
35 or 40 of them. Sure.
You know, honestly, not really. Like, not really. The Valkyries struggle insanely against Scourge in almost all
It's
numbers.
if you scan the Scourge and approach the Scourge and actually target
look
fire.
at this timing.
That's
The
good.
Look at
Mutalisks
that.
are just popping out. This is exactly correct.
Oh, this
for
is
timing.
perfect by Nyokin. Oh, get him! The Mutas are actually going to try to go around here. He
And-
wants to stay as close to the middle here as possible. Okay, the Lings are coming forward.
Good targeting.
This is going to be really close. I think Nyokin just won.
Oh!
4 Marines,
Wait.
man.
Oh.
Build a missile turret! Do it! Yeah! He might have heard me.
Okay, he's so close that Rhett needs enough Mutas here. He's got to be careful about being on the edge because the Mutas can try to shoot things down.
Live his life on the edge, man. Yeah.
Okay, he's actually targeting pretty damn well here.
Is he, though?
He's getting most of the Mutas. Oh, and here we go.
Get the hell
Y'all forgot
Quick,
about
heal
it.
the SCV.
Heal the SCV!
Get him! I'm so into this right now, man.
Another turret.
He's making more. He's making a bunker. Oh, this guy.
Why not?
Yeah.
Did he scout left? Did you see that? No, I guess not. But it's not even a real base yet.
Oh my God, he's going to try to intercept the reinforcements. He needs to get into the bunker.
Even Stim
He
couldn't
has,
say that guy.
he has a pair of Marines there. So
He needs to
listen,
target that hatch,
really
man.
not
That's
that
Yeah.
much.
It's like working on that gas all day. No!
Oh, now there's
Okay,
nothing.
that's the end of the rush.
No
Put the medics in the
way.
bunker.
Get the medics in the bunker. And
Right.
have one outside healing the SCVs and rotate them in and out.
He like stops making Marines and SCVs at home.
All
There's
right.
a way to make this work. Just-
I can just salvage that,
This is
though.
truly dedicated to the strategy.
just-
You've been keeping him here for a long
Knocked Nyokin
time.
off the computer. I'm like, let me take this.
Let's take
Re-break
the
my
wheel.
hand. It's another 6 weeks in his cast.
Oh, my God.
Well, the medics are going to get back, it looks like. Maybe that was the right thing to do, huh? Send the medics back?
That caster curse, man.
No, he'd still be up there repairing that bunker.
Yeah, yeah.
This was a huge mistake.
Nick's just rotating them all
This was
around.
the turning point of the series. This is when I knew Rhett won.
Top micro, just in and out, just keeping the
I mean,
bunker alive forever.
that's pretty amazing that Rhett is alive right now.
Yeah.
Doing, yeah.
Problem for Red is that, he wanted to get the pressure on with the Mutas. Oh, well, hold on. Without the turret here, actually. If he has just a few more lings with this,
Yeah, he could just totally not do anything.
yeah, now it's all his Marines. I'm like, right when I was saying that, I'm like, oh shit, okay.
With just a few more Zerglings.
Yeah.
With just a few more Zerglings, he could have a few less drones.
There they are, Nick.
There they are.
Spirit of Rhett. That's a great idea.
You know, I think Rhett might not realize how comfortable of a position he's in. I mean, he's not like
Yeah.
dominating the game by any means, but you know, he's actually in a legitimately like playable position.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's not even transitioning. I think he's actually just going to just go all in on Ling Muta until he wins another engagement. Nyokin might just actually give it to him here.
Yeah, you should not be moving out quite yet. See, when you're ahead, what you should do is make a line of supply depots in front of some bunkers and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
go siege tank. And
Turtle and
science
then die
vessel.
later, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, the longer you last, the better you look.
Man, I can't believe I lasted 20 minutes against Rhett. What is that creepy little crab man?
Yeah. If there's some downtime, we should take a look at him, see how much he's improved in the new graphics.
Sean would love that.
Yeah.
What, the
zoom
Ragnasaur?
in.
Is it Ragnasaur? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You guys didn't know that was a Ragnasaur? He looks pretty close to the same.
He's got 2 spikes on his back.
Yeah, what are those?
That's just a wiener with legs, man. That's what I'm looking at.
Oh my god, can't unsee.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, mutas are going to go around, though.
on the charred lava planet, a platypus tail evolved incredibly long arms and drags itself
thing is,
along
it-
the hot, hot ground.
Kind of looks like it's stuck up there, though, man.
Yeah,
It's
I
looking
know.
for a
It's
mate.
definitely
There's
stuck.
another one on the other high ground area over there, but they're...
We know how, like, the Zerg, like, evolve things that they find. It's like somebody on Char, man, went full eunuch, and then, well, that's what happens.
And I think that Nyokin is expecting that Rhett is going to be going for something more standard, but I think that Rhett is actually going to be able to kill this pretty handily.
Yeah, look at Nyokin just move out into the middle of the map, kind of waffle around, and then die.
Oh, hold up.
There you go.
We got the vessel out here. In fact, the muta count's already been thinned out. Some of those are damaged enough, but one got to radiate.
You got to go almost now. You got to
Yeah.
go like almost right now.
Look at the blobs, the blue. He's going to get surrounded and killed.
It's a good amount of lings, but it's
Is
not
Rhett
enough.
going to try to counterattack?
He
Yeah,
is.
he is.
It's not going to work.
Oh!
No, Rhett.
Oh, Nyokin is killing it.
Oh, God.
Oh, could have radiate, could have radiate.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
GG.
We're going to game 4.
And Rhett has lost his first game of the tournament.
Yep.
And you know,
He can't handle it. Look at him.
Look at him. He's like, I'm so
Oh,
thirsty
he's on
because I
tilt
lost.
right
That's,
now.
that's an angry bear,
Yeah,
if
it's an
anything.
angry drink.
Oh my gosh.
I don't agree with that.
Now you can slept in my bed and ate my porridge.
After I defeat him, I shall connect my facial hair along my jawline. He wears the facial hair of his opponents.
Yeah.
Not much there, but
No,
there's
not
some
too much.
mustache to
Look at
get.
Nyokin, man. I feel like if I'm in a restaurant, I'm like, can I talk to the manager? And then Nyokin comes out. Seems to be the problem, sir. There's a hair in my soup.
Is this nostalgia? How did they let this happen?
This whole
Nostalgia?
tournament is nostalgia.
Oh my gosh.
Oh!
Yeah, I guess it's five different maps, right? I
Yeah.
think they just took Arcadia out of the pool for.
I feel bad now. I teased Nick, and he has not introduced the players or the map.
Yeah.
Any of these.
No, is this nostalgia? Whoa.
Jeez, Sean. It runs in the family.
No.
I got a call here from your mother. She
Oh my
says, "Is
God.
this
Guys.
nostalgia?"
God, I feel like this whole cast is nostalgia.
Nice.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, you're killing it right now.
I'm
This is
actually
exactly how you do it.
Unbelievably doing it.
This is excellent.
Dan's worst nightmare is being surrounded by more plots. Everything he says gets absorbed by them. And
Me,
they're like,
me and Sean have talked about this. We needed at least one more brother that was a
Yeah.
Terran player.
Yeah.
It would have been just
I
over,
think
man.
the 3 plots in
Well,
Dan.
I am your guys' other brother
You're the
from a
adopted-
similar mother.
Yes. you're the adoptee.
Yeah.
And then he controls like that cousin that picks on us and stuff. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
dude,
God.
we got to talk about this map. This map, everything about it has nothing to do
Shut
with
up,
modern
Nick.
strategy. You got you got a natural expansion that doesn't have enough mineral patches at it.
Or
it
gas.
has no gas. Okay, so let's follow this. Let's go
they
to the
might
right.
as well put some trees from Warcraft 2 there that you couldn't mine, just to make it
Yeah.
even more. Yeah.
No. Go back to the
There were
expansion.
trees you
Go
couldn't
back to
mine?
the expansion. Now
Huh?
zoom out. Here you go. So you have this little bridge here. So follow the bridge along. This is an entrance that's very easy to just counterattack into. And then the little bridge will lead to one of the most unprotected bases in the entire map, a gas that is just sort of like crammed up in a corner, begging to be dropped and harassed by Mutalisks on all sides. So you actually just don't get any units. It's extremely small, scrappy fighting. In the middle, there's like this giant weird sandbar in the middle that like, hey, I'm just blocking stuff off. So you can do a little choking on the left and on the right.
Just a little bit of choking, though.
Yeah, just some light choking.
Look at that
on the left
robot in
and
the
right.
water. Whoa.
What? There's a robot in the
Look at
water?
that big robot.
Oh my god.
Oh, let's zoom in on the
What
robot.
does it mean?
Is it a robot?
It looks like a
It's got a hand. There's a hand right where the mouse cursor is.
That's from StarCraft Ghost right there.
Like
Yeah,
actually,
that's,
move up. It actually looks like the horrified eyes of a father robot lifting another robot out of the water.
Wow.
It's just
Whoa.
Is he hugging him?
He's got an
Oh my
eye.
god, he's hugging him.
They
Yeah.
died holding each other. This is a story about love. Maybe they like
God.
breathe. Maybe they breathe through their knees or something. They're like, "Oh, we're too heavy to get out," so they just like, "Oh, goodbye." And then
Maybe the robots breathe through their
they
knees.
breathe through their knees, man.
And the thing is, they're talking, which requires air, so it's like really weird. Like they breathe
No,
into
they
their
don't need
knees
air
and
to
they
talk.
breathe
They're
out.
robots. Why would they need that?
Are you guys racing to say a stupider
Use
comment?
your brain, Artosis. My God.
Oh my god.
This is the new thing that we got to do is tell the story through the map. It's like we should look all around the other water. Like, is the mother robot nearby? She was looking for her family
Yeah.
or
Is
something.
there a matching dead couple robot on the other side, left side?
we got some
a
temples.
temple? That's not so exciting.
It's too dark to see on this TV.
Jeez.
Tell Rhett to go scout there with an overlord so we can see it better.
All right, so it looks like it's going to be 2 barracks, just straight pressure out of Nyokin, which is really common on a map where you don't really have any way to defend your natural expansion. You got to build units in order to do it. Zerg, I think, has an advantage on this map against the other 2 races in the opening because no one else can take an expansion, so you just don't need to worry about that huge line of play.
Machine, did Rhett pick this map? Because it was loser picks is what we were doing before this. Oh,
Oh, they picked the mats beforehand.
all right.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, because well, Rhett was like, "No, it's good. This map's good for Zerg," and I was like, "Really?"
Now, I was actually talking to Red about maybe this exact strategy beforehand, which is that you have to go 2-hatch lurker on this. I feel
Yeah.
because
Yes.
Mutalisks are only really good if you can get over 9 of them.
Look at
So
That's good for branding.
Vault 13,
Yeah.
guys. Fallout.
Holy cow, Sean! I didn't even notice.
what?
Go back up to the natural
It's good for branding.
for the turn. It's Vault 13, guys. Oh, wasn't it Vault 13 in Fallout 1?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did they make Fallout?
Yeah. Well, maybe it's in this world, man.
It's like
this
a
is
sister
don't,
company.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant did they make it did that game ever happen? And I'm like, oh, Jeffrey.
No, I know.
He's our
Fallout.
Amish StarCraft player friend. He's just but yeah, you rush for.
Did they ever follow up with another Diablo? Because Diablo 1 was a pretty good game. Yeah.
Okay, wait. This is big enough. You could. Can you? No, I guess you can't go around that. Sorry.
You can run past.
You
take
can do a
losses.
run by.
But the Hydra's going to block this for sure.
Oh!
And he donated like 3 hits there.
So.
This is where the medics move. Okay, here we go.
Oh, and I can roll. He didn't block the ramp.
Oh, he's going up.
Well,
Medic's blocking the ramp here. Oh my
He's
God.
dead. He's dead, by the
Oh
way.
my God.
Those Hydras were
go,
what
go,
he
go,
needed
go.
for lurkers. He looks like a sad bear now.
Yeah, he does. That
he
bear's
looks
go-
like a bear who
he
was
looks
up
like
2-0 and is now watching it all go to Game 5.
He looks like a bear that woke up and realized he's in the zoo. Is what?
Jeez, that got
Oh my God.
pretty dark pretty quick.
Yeah, they don't like the zoo in control.
No.
If he can actually just control well enough, okay,
Oh.
that's too bad. That's too bad.
And Nyokin's actually just rallied several units to their death.
Oh boy.
Now, what's going to happen is that Rhett will use the lurkers to basically be able to take a good position or 2, and then try to expand behind and do something off that. And frankly, I think that just going straight to Ultralisks is weirdly strong on this map. Because you just don't quite have enough of anything as Terran because it's so rare that you'll even get an expansion. More stuff is the best way to fight Ultras.
Oh no, these mechs are by themselves.
Heal each
Heal
other.
each other.
God.
Heal each other
You
like
learned
the
from that
robots.
robot story. Yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
Wow.
Wow. There you go.
His rally has just been kind of random this game.
I think he spammed that rally down
Yeah,
early on, and
yeah.
he's like, if I can just control this well enough, we go to Game 5. But Did not turn out to be the case.
Yet.
Now this is, I'm not sure I like that Red is taking this expansion, because if we go to this choke, yeah, he's going to get the lurkers there. But
boy.
you'll note that to defend
Oh! Good call. Good call.
Zoom
back
out.
down.
Go to the
Jeez.
left. Zoom out and go to the left and go to those lurkers and zoom out.
Oh, no.
And then scroll left a little bit.
And then zoom in.
And then, no, down, left, down, left,
Okay,
down,
now
down,
rotate
left,
the
down,
camera
left. Okay, right
45
there,
degrees
right there,
with
right
the
there.
page
Stop.
up key.
So here, like, that is the entrance towards the natural expansion. So if you put lurkers to defend that particular third base, you don't actually have a choke defended for your natural expansion. So I think Rhett should likely want to take the bottom one instead. But, I mean, you can just sort of pepper lurkers all around the middle of the map, and you'll be low on scans as Terran.
Yeah, I agree. Red's pretty bad.
Well, I guess one thing Red can try to go for, since Nyokun's been pretty aggressive on the map, is trying to really abuse hold position lurker.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to go around.
That's good here. Like, this map is actually like right around the time where hold position lurker became a big thing, because like you had to go lurkerling on this map every time.
Here we go.
Here it is. Shh, quiet. Shh. He's trying to sneak in there.
Don't give it away.
He's scanned though, right? He sees that he's.
All right. He didn't realize.
Okay, that was a lot of excitement about nothing. He's going
He's
away.
like, medics, come on up here too.
Oh, Rhett needs to stay focused. I mean, like,
Raise the depot!
Okay.
nice little pickup, just getting a unit or two. You might want to just dip in and see what Nyokun's up to.
Oh, look at this. This is a thing you can do.
And now your hatchery is mine!
It's funny how much these Ling run bys just can completely draw you away from everything else you're trying to do.
They're great, man.
He's shooting his own refinery, by the way, in his main. Or he was. See?
I believe you.
See?
See? never question me again, guys.
That was the Zerglings attacking it.
Oh! Whoa, power drones! Red has some of the most powerful drones in this game. Like, some of these drones have, like, more than one kill.
Okay. Who wins? Now we're going to finally find out. 4 drones versus a Marine with medic.
Well,
It's funny because Red's barely been keeping that base. We only just got drones sent over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Only
this
just got the workers there.
this is not the usual, because like modern. Oh yeah, I love this. Just going, dude. I don't know. I'm expanding. Just take the bottom left. I mean, like modern Terran versus Zerg, people have a lot of resources and a lot of time to build up to get intimidating forces. But I mean, in this era, no. You have like 8 units that need to exactly do good stuff and stay alive.
Oh boy.
Man, when the medic dies, it's so insane. She breaks apart into like 6 different pieces.
By the
terrible.
way, I really like this if he's going mines right now. This was actually really good on nostalgia back in the day. You just start laying mines around because it's lurkerling you're against.
Yeah, and then you can spend
good
all
call.
the rest of your gas on upgrading Marines, which you'll have a lot of due to minerals and science vessels, which are good to support them. But transitioning
map,
to Mutalisks
man.
is great.
there was a period of time where Terrans in Protoss did not have it figured out. That was fun. Then they figured it out and it's like, well, this is dumb.
What about mines?
This map. No, yeah.
Oh, no,
well,
this
the
map.
mine period, and then
Yeah.
they get up 2 or 3 bases, and then they have double starport science vessels. So whatever composition you're doing just gets cloned.
Yeah. It's late game. This is so good for Terran. This map, so comfortable.
But these mutas,
This
man.
is so weird.
don't
to see a
expect
player
these
doing
mutas.
This is the weirdest Mutalisk timing. This is a nostalgia muta timing.
Yeah, he waited until he could actually get that second gas up, and now he can basically, you know, he can have enough mutas like
Does
he
he
was
have any
two-basing.
turrets?
I
No,
don't think
of
so.
course not.
I think he's got nothing, man.
He doesn't
Jeez.
think they exist at all.
Wow.
Watch it
On the
finish.
way. He felt that, but too late,
Yeah. Oh,
or not too late.
isn't it funny how many SCVs can repair a
maybe
turret at some
not.
points in time? This is smart. He just goes right for the turret, not the SCV this time. This may be the beginning of the end. This is going to be tough.
It
Now that
could
mutas
be.
are out, I mean, I think it was a much more even. Oh, whoa!
It's the beginning of the middle.
Yeah, I mean,
It's at least the end of the beginning.
game.
this is a really weird position because if you're Nyoka and you're going, okay, he opened Lurker on a map where you only have one gas geyser.
What?
A wraith.
And it's our wrath.
What is?
Oh, that's funny.
What
Well,
is
he
that
had to
doing
make
there?
that before the mutas were out. Just chase overlords around.
It's great against Link counterattacks.
Now it can really slowly kill Lings. Yeah, it was,
Lings can't kill the wraith. I mean, this thing, he'll clear all those Lings
Those
eventually.
goobly hands don't even reach up there, man.
No, they don't.
googly hands.
I mean, that's a good emergency tactic to build the Wraith if you don't think you'll be able to stay alive because you just want to make sure that you can hold off.
Oh, boy.
the
Oh,
mine.
my God.
You know, he's actually going to be able to hold this now.
Like, very easily.
You just need to keep splitting those Marines.
Oh, he led it to this.
One Marine at a time.
How many mutas is that roughly, you think? It's always hard to tell.
Looks like 6.
Looks
like
like
not a lot,
6.
6 or 7. Or even less, maybe.
We got
One big
Rain Man
muta.
over here.
Well, like,
6 mutas in the stack. 6 mutas in the stack.
no,
Of course,
like it
of course, I'm an excellent driver.
looks like 6, dude. The shadow gets darker the more Mutalisks are packed on there, and it looks like
Oh,
about,
that's a good point. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's a lot.
This is a that's a good angle for Rhett.
GG.
Yeah, I think there's not going to be enough SCVs to repair this no matter what.
Oh boy.
Tank is out.
This
not
could
enough
be the
Marines
beginning.
down here.
This is a
Rhett is
problem.
just too good, man.
Now I don't know if there's any Marines in the main base, but this is
It's a lot of
Looking a little
SCVs going
grim.
down.
Yeah.
His detection. He's actually trying to do the mech switch right now, or
Oh,
something
I'm
close
actually
to it.
surprised he's trying to do that, considering he doesn't have a gas.
I think he just wanted to make lots of vultures.
Which is
Yeah.
the right call. Vultures would be good here.
Yeah, vultures are sick here.
You might actually lose the command center behind this, too.
Yeah, this is not looking.
build a queen and
Look at these
fest.
lurkers
hot.
stuck together at the bottom. GG.
There's GG.
We got
Rhett.
a winner.
Rhett has done
Yay.
it. He wins the no prize. Woo! Rhett.
You're the king of nothing,
He's
Rhett.
a happy
How do
man.
you feel?
Let's get Rhett over
Here,
here.
I'll get up.
No, it's fine. I'll do it.
Rhett only
sure?
lost
Yeah,
one game.
You're one of the hosts, man.
One game in this tournament. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Rhett, come.
Sit, join us, talk about Starcraft.
I'll always talk about StarCraft.
Hell yeah. Dude, Rhett, we got to start with Game 4 on Nostalgia. Did you have any plan for this map?
Hang on for dear life. That's about it. No, I haven't played that map in so long, and I veto it on the ladder. So, but the one gas start just makes it super hard to hold a third base. So I guess that was my immediate goal. Like, try to secure a third base and take it from there.
Dude, what was going through your head the moment that you realized you were going to win the inaugural
Yeah.
Starcraft remastered launch day event at a LAN party with no prize pool on the line?
Yeah.
What was coursing through
Yeah.
your mind?
You flew all the way here. You've trained for a week.
A week.
trained for week.
You trained for a week.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a great moment. I thought of my family and my friends, and I
Is there
just
anybody you want to thank right
thank
now?
everybody for their tremendous support. You know, even though
Yeah.
I've locked myself up and played StarCraft nonstop for the last 10 years, and everyone still, you know, is okay with me. So thank you.
Wow.
It's really touching.
That's really amazing.
Do we have a trophy he's supposed to kiss where confetti comes down?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
I
we
don't-
didn't.
I don't
I
think
mean, we
so.
have this water bottle that Nick couldn't open by himself.
Yeah,
If you wanna kiss that.
Oh my gosh.
So Rhett, what do you think about the Zerg vs Terran matchup these days with this big switch to mech being really popular?
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's a lot harder than it used to be when like around 2009 or so, when I was the most active. It's mostly because of the +1 Marine build, which puts on a lot of pressure on the Mutalisk opening. So they go for the third base, and you just have to mute a micro and try to hold on. So I think that part is really tough. The mech part, I think it's a better alternative than just dying to a 250 energy defiler, which was happening before when they still played bio and everything got plagued. But I still think Zerg is kind of favored against it, so I don't really mind it too much.
Tell me about this interesting opening that you used where in game 1 you went fast lurker into a fast third as your third hatch and then just walled off with lurkers. It's like the most passive opening
Yeah.
possible.
So Fighting Spirit doesn't really have the bridge area, like for example Circuit Breaker. I don't feel there's like any good spots for mutas to engage Marines because it's always out in the open, so they just stim and pick off a muta. So I saw Effort and Jaedong do this build, and I thought, yeah, it's a good map to use that on, especially because Nyokin always plays +1 5 barracks. So if the Terran doesn't realize what's happening immediately, and they have to think about like, oh, am I being too hatch all in because of fast gas? There's lurkers, maybe there's hidden lurkers, maybe there's a slow overlord drop or anything crazy like that. And then by the time they realize what's happening, you already have a third base and you're kind of in a comfortable spot. So that's why I decided to go with that.
Dude,
That's good.
dude tight.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Outsider.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to do on that map, so I just thought I would 2-hatch Muta. But the way he opened gave him very fast medics, and I don't think the game was over after the first attack at my natural, but my Muta micro just didn't feel right. I guess because I don't play on Thermate 16 at home, so I felt like sometimes they weren't shooting fast enough, and I just lost that game really hard. So
Yeah,
nothing I
that
could
was
do.
pretty brutal timing.
Was that the only game that you lost in the tournament, or did you lose one other?
No, I think it's the only one.
Yeah. Okay. So good job on that.
Wow. Damn.
By the way, I gotta ask you just like some remastered questions because I've known you a long time, but I feel like this weekend or whatever days of the week we're on right now.
This is a Tuesday right now.
This
is a week.
So this week
weekend.
start, like this week start is I feel like this is one of the happiest I've seen you in a very long time.
Yeah,
Like,
actually.
Oh, really?
I think a lot of people saw that little highlight of you getting excited, starting up the ladder in Brood War Remastered and all that. What is this kind of meaning to you having remastered back? It's such a big part of your life.
Yeah, exactly. Brood War has been a huge part of my life for such a long time. I think I started playing it single player for the first time when I was 12 or 13 years old. And then, I climbed up the ladder and started competing in different tournaments. And it's always been a huge passion of me, like something that I get joy out of. And it's always been there for me, whether it's going good or bad in real life, whether you have a breakup or some other unfortunate. Brood War is always there, and you can always improve. So it never goes away. So when I started playing Starcraft 2, I played it for also about 5 or 6 years. And every time I tried to play Brood War again, it was too difficult to switch back to the old mechanics, and I had to taught myself different ways to play.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I played it for like 2 or 3 weeks that I just realized, playing this game just like makes me happy inside, no matter if it's in a tournament or for a stream or just at home. It just feels really good to play, and I guess because I've played for such a long time, it's just part of me, and the way the game plays just feels awesome, and I'm just having a really great time. So
Wow.
That's awesome.
I like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool to have it back now. And matches and going through these websites to ladder up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes the websites
Yeah.
would shut
Yeah.
down, or the server wouldn't be up, or somebody wouldn't play you because they didn't want to play on the map of the week on IC Cup, or in there. There's Blizzard's supporting it with anti-hacks and stuff. So yeah, it's really cool to have it back and cleaned up in all the right ways.
I definitely agree with that. What about you, Dana? What do you think?
Dude, I gotta just echo what Rhett said because like when you come back, it is so easy to mess things up on like your first game back because you have this expectation of yourself. It's kind of like you used to run 5-minute miles and you haven't run in a few years. You can only run a 10-minute mile, and you're like, oh my gosh, because you remember the number. You remember like, oh, at this point in the game, I would be able to do this, and I just like can't do it, and it's like kind of weird, but. Then you keep playing, and then you just get euphoria. You just play a game where, like, you're in the middle of the game. You don't even know if you're winning or losing, but it just feels so good to play. When, like, the drones pop out and you hear them and you just hit the space bar and box and click them and then go to the next thing that you were trying to do. Just that little sequence where it's just like, oh, that was so satisfying. It is like... In a really simple way, have you ever like had like a piece of trash, there's a trash can, you like throw it and it like lands perfectly in there, and you're like, ugh.
None of us are that athletic.
See, this is why he's the greatest. Not only can he hit his spacebar and send his drones to mine, but like his trash,
You can
going
throw it
a hole in
across
one.
the room. Yeah.
Trash swisher day nine.
Like it's rewarding. It feels good.
Like
Yeah,
it feels good in that
Yeah.
moment. Like that like playing Brood War is like a continuous stream of that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like on a way more elevated level than throwing something into a garbage can.
yeah, it's just I feel the same. All the little things that you do, there's constant little tasks, and you have these games where you just nail all of them, and you just feel total satisfaction from the game.
Yeah.
and it's just a great feeling. And I never had it in any other game. I don't know if it's because I played it so much when I was younger, or because it's just such a great game. But I love it, and I think I'm going to play for a long time to come for sure.
Yeah, I feel like there's a beautiful sense of accomplishment when you do play a game where you're hitting everything. Like if you hit all your SCVs or drones or probes, and you're not getting supply blocked, you're making your units. You're defending pretty well, attacking pretty well. There's like, it's so rewarding because you know how hard it is and how often you screw that stuff up. But when you hit it, it's like, I don't know, this other level of a beautiful feeling inside that's just like, wow.
And even
so
if you're
rewarding.
only doing one, like, I played some game, and I lost pretty terribly, but I was like, I macroed really well as Protoss, and I have not been playing Protoss. Like, yeah, awesome. I did have one vulture get into my mineral line, and I just couldn't kill it because I can't control dragoons properly at all. And like all my buildings were like not quite big enough for a dragoon, so they'd walk right up to the crack, and then they'd do this thing, and then they'd walk back, and they'd go right back to the crack and do this again, and the vulture just like. But at the end of the game, I was like, okay, that was stupid, but it felt really good to never miss a production cycle, and it's nice to be able to layer all those on top of each other.
By the way, I'm sure we have a lot of people that we actually grew up playing Brood with. They're watching the stream and stuff, so it's cool to have kind of everybody back in one place.
It's super cool.
But also, I know there's a lot of other people that are probably watching this that never played this game or tried it, and I think you should definitely give it a shot. It's never really too late. It's been around for this long, and people keep playing. And, in the 12 years of Brood War before StarCraft 2 came out, there were so many people that came and left and came and left and came and left, or people that, were really good and then eventually were overcome by other people. So, it's still just a game for everybody.
And in 2 weeks, I'm starting a series that will last probably for a few months. That's just like, let's learn how to do StarCraft. Let's learn all the basic fundamentals. I have access to some of the OSL replays from the finals games, and I'll be analyzing those. But also just talking about all the real basic stuff, because it can be a little daunting on your first few games if you don't know how you're supposed to think. Nick, you were joking about when your friends would sit down to play, you'd be like, you're only making probes.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I'm not going to teach you anything until you can just get maxed out at a certain rate.
So it'll be starting in about 2 weeks. Yeah.
That's great. Definitely will help a lot of people because, it's tough, but an interesting thing about Brood War is it's also like a very social game, and that's something that this event reminded me of. Seeing all you guys again, seeing all my old friends come out of the woodwork. Everyone here, we've all played together so many times and chilled together, and it's like it's a great game to practice with friends, to play with friends. Even the team play is really good. It's just I'm a very happy guy. I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world. But now that Brood War is out again and I'm getting to play it again, I'm like remembering this other level of happiness. Yeah, it's like this little transcendence that I have where it's like everything got bumped up a notch. I'm like, oh my god. The colors are brighter. The smells smell better.
Yeah, no, I when patch 1.18 came out, I binged like so hard, and like when I was talking to my friends, I sounded crazy. They're like, "Hey, I'm playing Brood. How is it?" I'm like, "My hands, they feel so good," and they're like, "What?"
Tace just looks down and cries.
I know. Yeah, it sounds awesome, guys. That's
but
great.
like,
I'm so happy for you.
you just feel this like electricity in your body when you're playing. Just this like dialed in, I'm in the zone feeling, because there's a lot of games out there where there's like spikes of focus that will happen and spikes of sort of like toning down. I think like shooter games, you get ready and then there's the moment of the shot and then one of you dies and it's like, okay, back off down again. But StarCraft is sort of like a continuous sequence of just like juggling a whole bunch of tasks and you like get into the zone.
Yeah, and there's a stronger physical element as well. The way the top guys are hitting all the keys, they're basically playing piano if you watch them play, and that is also just a really, really fun thing to you can always improve, you can always get better, no matter who you are. You can look at your replay and there's something you can improve on, and most of the time it's easy to see what it is, because you just can't play a perfect game of StarCraft 1. Whereas in other games, you might have an idea about what you could do better, but you're not really sure, and it's not as clear. But in StarCraft 1, I've always feel like, I can look at that, point at it, and I need to do better at that, focus on that. And that makes it just easy to keep improving.
I love that you say that, because it's like there is a straight path for improvement, and like if you practice harder, it absolutely will pay off.
Always.
It's like you can't screw that up. You can practice harder in some other games, and like you just are kind of missing something you don't understand. But if you keep practicing harder and harder in Brood War, this is a game of hard work. We talk about talent a lot here, and of course, like Rhett is someone we all consider to be very talented, but he didn't get here off of talent. It's like just countless hours of practicing.
And it's not even like it's
and
one
anyone
thing,
can do
too.
it. Just to make this clear, like no one here is a superhuman.
Yeah, it's
except maybe Draco, but like other than
Draco's something
he's
remarkable about him.
you're not supposed to be that good at StarCraft to be that good looking. There's something that really bothers me. There's so many little hidden difficult things to do inside the game, right? It's all chopped up. There's different parts you can focus on. I totally agree with what you're saying, right? Where there's always something you can improve on. Even the very, very best Koreans, if you watch them play, they'll still have idle workers somewhere or miscontrol something.
I remember, Bisu was playing, I think it was ASL, and he was doing this really precise trick where you step the Dragoons forward and then step them back within range of a mine, and when the mine pops up, you can shoot and it will blow up the mine before it hits your Dragoons. But you have to step forward and back to make sure that the mine's triggered, but there's enough space so that you can actually pick
It's really
on the
hard
mine.
to do, and a lot of times you don't know where the mine is.
In between that, he did the step forward and then step back, and before he hit the attack command on the mine, you saw him build a probe.
Yeah, it's really
And everyone
subtle.
was like, whoa, oh my gosh, he's so amazing at sequencing. And also in that same clip, he built a second observatory, right? Like, it's like every single player makes mistakes, right? Like, it's so funny to see in that same game where he pulled that sick play. He's like, oh my God, it's observatory too, man. That's what always happens when you're trying to micro. You just forget what you've been building.
Yeah. God, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah. This was a lot of fun, guys. Let's do this again.
Yeah,
This is great.
Well, that will be the end of the StarCraft Remastered launch stream from all of us here. And, of course, we're all super 1v1 players and that sort of thing, but StarCraft is so insanely fun in team games, in use map settings games, playing against the computer with friends. It's all a blast. Strongly recommend you do all of that. And do you guys have any other final words?
I don't know. Go get online and play. Go have some fun.
Have a blast, man. StarCraft Remastered just came out. I'm Day 9. This is Tasteless. That's Artosis. And in the middle, it is the champion of champions. It is Rhett, Team Liquid. If you're looking for a player, it's Rhett. This is Liquid Rhett right here. Boom. Thank you so much for joining us in these last 2 days. We had a blast. We hope you do too when you play StarCraft Remastered. Bye.